Hey everyone, it's Shelby here. Welcome back to A Little Literary Love. I'm glad y'all are with me today because today I'm going to be talking about my February TBR. I'm super excited. I have lots of interesting books. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to keep it to it because I'm in like a very chaotic mood right now, and I want a very mood reader kind of feeling right now. But anyway, before we get into all of these books that I am trying to plan on reading in February, I would like to say if you are here, if you are enjoying this video, make sure you are hitting that thumbs up button. And if you enjoy my content, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out because my goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers this year. I really think I can do it, but only with the help of you all. I post videos every Thursday and Sunday, and yeah, we have a great time here. At least I like to think we have a great time. I don't know. It's just me kind of talking to a camera. Maybe I just like hearing my voice, talking to myself, whatever. But yes, so I have a list of about 7 or 8 books here of books that I'm hoping that I can try to get to in February. Most of these books are trying to hit different goals that I have. I am participating in several reading challenges. I think I'm up to like 4 now. I just can't help myself, apparently. So a lot of these I'm reading for those challenges to work towards them. Some of them overlap, which is what I'm trying to do. I also have a lot of personal goals, personal reading goals that I'm trying to work towards. So I'm hoping all of these can fit. I do have, I think, 2 books. Yes, 2 books on this TBR that are leftovers from my January TBR that I did not get to, that I still am hoping to get to. There are some books from my January TBR that I have kind of taken out and replaced with some other books. So we're just going to get right into it. So first I have Nevermore by Jade Hernandez. I actually already have this. I signed up to get an ARC of this. So I do already have this. This one, I think this will work for one of the challenges for the diverse baseline challenge, which is to read a Mexican author. The author lives in Mexico. And I will try to leave the links to all of these different challenges that I am participating down in the description box down below, so you can check them out if you would like to. If you would like to join these yourself, all of these are available on Storygraph, which I'm still kind of trying to get used to using it. I don't know how I like it so far, but that's where all of these different book challenges are on. So I'm using it for that and trying to keep up with it. Anyway, back to Nevermore. So this is a novella. It is a dark academia novella, and it is a Romeo and Juliet retelling. This one, our female main character is a ballerina. I believe she is the mayor's daughter, and she falls in love with our male main character of the story, whose family is like a criminal empire or something like that. So it sounded really good. I've had Jade Hernandez on my TBR to try out for a while. I've been wanting to get to her stuff, so I was like, this will be a great opportunity because she was looking for ARC readers. So I wanted to sign up for that. Then we get to one of my books that is a leftover from my January TBR, which if you have not seen that video, I will link that down below and up in the cards if you want to check that out. That is going to be X's and O's by Kayla Gross. This one works for the Romanceopoly Challenge, which is the Alpine Cottage, which is to read a snowbound romance. So in this one, this ends up being a polyamory romance. One of the male main characters, crashes his car and is snowed in with this married couple. So there's a little bit of that like snowbound forced proximity trope, which I love that type of trope. It's one of my favorites. So I really think I'm going to enjoy this one. I just ran out of time in January to be able to get to this one. So I can do that in February. Then kind of taking a detour a little bit from my romance books, which then we'll get back to those romance books later. I am part of a reading challenge of reading nonfiction books, specifically different types of like social and historical type books for the reading challenge entitled Building Resistance in the New Trump Era. So I picked No Shortcuts by Jane F. McGallivey, I think is how you say that, which works for one of the different, there's a bunch of different prompts. I'm trying to remember what this one is for. I don't know. I can't remember. But this one, it is a book. It argues for social change, and it discusses why progressives are lacking in being able to make changes. I picked this one because it was one of the books that was suggested, and it was actually one of the free books with the Audible, because I subscribe to Audible, so I thought that worked. Now back to our romance books. Now back to regularly scheduled programming. Now we get to Cupid's Peak by Lee Jacot. I really feel like I'm probably butchering her name. I apologize. This one will work for, I believe I can work this for a couple different challenges. So in the Romanceopoly book challenge, there is these bonus challenges called the Holidays challenge. So there's a Valentine's Day prelude is to read a Valentine's Day book. So this takes place for Valentine's Day. And then in the diverse baseline challenges, there's several different prompts that this could work for. There's a prompt to read a holiday romance, and there's also a prompt to read a novella. This is a holiday romance novella, so it could work for either of those prompts within the diverse baseline challenge. This one is our female main character is kind of a recluse, and she ends up going on a blind date with a hockey player. She really loves watching hockey, and she ends up getting a date with this guy on Valentine's Day. And at the very end of the blurb, it says that they play Truth or Dare. I am such a sucker for any kind of books that have that whole Truth or Dare dynamic. I'm going to have to try to keep looking for more of those books because I love it. I am addicted. I love that microtrope in any kind of book. It's just, I'm so here for it. It's going to be Valentine's Day in February. I wanted to read at least one. If I can read some more holiday romances and fit those into my TBR, I really want to do that as well. But I want to read at least that one. Then I have Howl by Meg Olivian. This one I picked because it's going to work for the Pin and Peak Lanes challenge on the Romanceopoly book challenge, and that is to read a friends to lovers story. I also tried to pick this one because I'm trying to read through authors that are going to be at these book conventions that I'm planning on going to later this year. So this author is going to be at Book Harvest, which I have tickets for. This one sounds really cute. This is a small town monster romance story. It sounds like this is supposed to be like Halloween Town, which I was a 90s kid, 90s, 2000s kid. I loved Halloween Town growing up. So this sounds right up my alley. I think it sounds so good. This one, our female main character lives in this town. Her friend starts to become very protective of her, and she starts thinking that he looks really sexy, and she's like, what's going on? But he's also keeping a secret from her. He is actually a werewolf. So I'm kind of wondering if his like werewolf instincts are starting to kick in, and that's why he's feeling really protective of her. It sounds so good. I cannot wait to read this one. Then I have This Blood That Binds Us by S.L. Coakley. This author is going to be at both Book Harvest and then Villains and Vixens. Those are the two cons that I am planning on going to this year. She's going to be at both of them. I picked this one to read because all of the books in this series, I think there are 4 books in this series, are going to be leaving Kindle Unlimited at the end of the month. So I wanted to try to read these and get these in, or at least try out the first one to see if I like it, so that I don't have to like spend extra money to buy the actual version. And then if I do really like it, then I am planning on potentially buying books from this author when I go to those book conventions. This one is a vampire college romance. Our female main character is a college student. She ends up getting bitten while she's on vacation by a vampire. And then when she gets back, or by a vampire that is in bloodlust. So then when she gets back to school, she runs into that vampire and realizes that they are both students at this campus. She apparently gets bitten again by somebody, so then they are working together to try to navigate the whole like vampire world. I don't know. It sounds very interesting. I love the covers of these books with like the pastel, but it's vampires. I think that's a whole vibe and I'm here for it. I'm really hoping that I like this. And then I have The Hells of Notre Dame by R.L. Davenor. So this one works for, I decided to join after I already made my like goals and plans for the year. I decided to join. There's a sapphic romance book challenge that I wanted to do just to try to help promote myself to, because one of my goals is to read more LGBTQ stories. So I thought this would be a great one to try to push myself to read more sapphic books. So this one works for one of the challenges to read a sapphic retelling. This author is also another author that is going to be at both Book Harvest and Villains and Vixens book conventions. All I know about this one is that it is a sapphic Phantom of the Opera meets The Hunchback of Notre Dame retelling. And it does say at the end, so I think this is the first book of a series, and it does say that at the end that both of these characters add in other people of various genders into like I guess they have like an open poly potentially relationship. So I'm very interested to see how that gets played out. I don't know if any of the other books of this series are out yet though. So I thought this would be a great one just to kind of start and try out this author, see if I like this author, and it works for that challenge. And then the last book that I have on my TBR is Intercepted by Alexa Martin. This one, I actually do have a little bookmark in here. I have started that this month. I just really don't think I'll be able to finish it by the time that January is over. So I'm putting it on my February TBR so that I can try to finish it. I want to try to finish this because this is trying to work towards one of my personal goals, which is to read one of my physical books every month, which I guess obviously for January, I did not make that happen. And then I'm also trying to read more diversely. This is a Black author. So this one is a football romance. Our female main character is the girlfriend of a football player and then finds out that he's cheating on her. So they break up and then she vows that she's just done with athletes. She's not going to date any athlete, but the new quarterback for the team, they have a history together. They had a very steamy I think a one night stand together, and he still wants her and he's determined to win her over. So it's been good so far. I'm only about 50 pages into it. I have a really busy week, so I just don't know that I'm going to be able to get this done by the time that January is over. So hopefully I can get it done in the first little bit of February, and then that'll help me with knocking off stuff on my TBR. So that is going to be it for this video, all the books that I am planning on reading for February. Tell me if you want down below, leave a comment about some of the books that you are planning on reading in February. I love hearing from you all. Otherwise, that is going to be it for this video, and I appreciate you viewing and being here with me. Otherwise, I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.